Hello everyone, and welcome to Game Break, the presentation where we look at the plot behind some video games and examine whether they're good or bad. Will here, returning with BioShock 2's DLC story, Minerva's Den. An interesting little standalone story that I think will be a fun little adventure. Let's get on in and find out. "1968 once again in Rapture." Sounds like we're a big daddy again.
Subject Sigma is approaching Minerva's den. He must not reach the thinker. Detonate the tunnel!
Well, that doesn't sound... Oh! That's not good. Some time later. How deliciously vague. Ooh. Long enough for a starfish to move in. So this fella's been down here for a little while. Those big daddies are notoriously resistant. Oh, it's a different mark on the back of the glove. This is not Subject Delta. This must be obviously Subject Sigma. And again, this is a solo independent story in that though it takes place relatively around the same time as BioShock 2, it has nothing to do with BioShock 2. It is a completely, wholly independent story. Minerva's Den, Rapture's Technology Center. Guess the technology had to be centered somewhere.
Hello? Mr. Sigma? Can you hear me? The name's Porter. Charles Milton Porter. Doc Tenenbaum tells me you're here to help us get the Thinker out of Rapture. It's not going to be easy, but nothing worth doing ever is. You should be able to get inside through an airlock.
Well, hello, Mr. Charles Milton Porter. There always has to be a guide for us somewhere, and this time it seems to be Mr. Porter. And we've already started to get an answer to my question at the end of BioShock 2 as to where is Dr. Tenenbaum. Seems she's still around down here. Always drawn back to Rapture. And now apparently as Subject Sigma, we're here to get the Thinker, whoever or whatever that is, out of Rapture. For reasons unknown. Ooh, a sea slug. Hopefully we'll be able to find a lot of those in this little adventure. I still wonder if I had missed any in BioShock 2 since I had only found one. Minerva's Den. Despite the explosive entrance...
Minerva's Den has been cut off from the rest of Rapture for some time, but not cut off from splicing. Don't let your guard down. The den's gone dark, but if you can reset the local power relay, I'll be able to get the juice flowing from here.
Well, alright. Seems that part of the reason this area has been isolated from the rest of the games is because it's simply been physically isolated from the rest of Rapture. Suppose that makes sense. Certainly looks like it's seen better days. It's leaking everywhere and all that. Though, what part of Rapture isn't leaking, really? And now we have to turn the lights back on. Once again, we've been there before. At least this time. Hopefully there won't be a weird giant fish monster. But yes, it's time to bring power back to Minerva's Den so we can start our strange new journey.
Porter, let me be the first to congratulate you on the founding of Rapture Central Computing. The great chain only grows stronger with each pair of hands laid upon it. I trust that you and I will choose to pull Rapture in the same direction.
Is it just me, or was Andrew Ryan a bit suspicious sounding there, even of the man who founded the computer system that apparently is very important here in Rapture? Or at least it was? Then again, Andrew Ryan had a lot of reasons to be paranoid of a lot of people, so he probably got to the point where he didn't fully trust anyone ever. Not the best way to introduce a new employee, but so be it. Minerva's Den, with McClellan Robotics, Airtight Archives, and of course, Rapture Central Computing. All very important sounding companies. Oh my. Mine. Somebody wants Minerva's Den all to themselves. Is that a mannequin?
Hello there. Welcome to Minerva's Den, the home of Rapture's high technology.
It's an animatronic. Oh my, that's a lot of keep out. That is a lot of fancy and complicated looking mathematics scribbled on the floor. Somebody here has a big sciencey brain, but then again, if this is the home of Rapture Central Computing, I would imagine the people here would be big number crunchers, big mathematicians and computer programmers and all that. Odds in favor. P divided by 1 minus P, yeah. Some of these look pretty standard. Probabilities and stuff like that. Complicated stuff. Of course, without knowing what all the numbers and symbols represent, can't really decipher any of them. Other than somebody is big into math. And graffiti. Binary on ribbon paper. The brain of Rapture. Rapture Central Computing.
What steps into Minerva's Den? Porter's newest toy? He wants the Tinker for himself. But you see, old friend, the machine has chosen me.
Okay. Hello, Mr. Reed Wall. Apparently the Thinker is a machine. And while we're supposed to get it out of here, Porter equals traitor. I guess Reed Wall is responsible for these scribblings. It's definitely mathematical schematics. I guess, Reed doesn't want us taking the Thinker out of here. Ooh, I know what these are. Matrix charts. Haven't dealt with a matrix chart in a long time. Is that a rocket-toting turret? Super. Oh, the owl. From the intro with the punch cards. Property of Reed Wall. Minerva's Den. With a creepy looking yet familiar statue. I guess this is where the, mine. This is where we need to turn the lights back on, I guess. Oh. Oh wait, that's my light. I forgot. I am a big daddy. Another Alpha series, I assume. So, of course, I have my own light. Oh. Splicers.
Reed Wall. He and I founded Rapture Central Computing together, but the greedy bastard pushed me out years ago. The splicers, the security. He pulls the strings in Minerva's Den now.
Well, I guess we have our primary antagonist. There always has to be one, and he always has to be a little crazy. Looks like in this case it's the very greedy and possessive Reed Wall. But as always, he won't stop us from achieving our goal. Nothing here has any power. I can't even use the vending machines. Oh. C.M. Porter. Traitor. It's a nice portrait, though. Looks like a judge. Reed Wall. He looks like a businessman. Ooh, what's this? A dead lancer. Laser cells. Ion laser. They just give me a laser gun. Oh, I've got a laser gun. Nice.
Look at you, Sigma. You think that Porter is your ally, but the Thinker knows better. The Thinker knows.
Oh my, how mysterious.
What would Rapture be like
Whoa.
without automation?
Going right to the spider splicers.
Opening doors to pneumatic delivery.
Oh, they don't like lasers.
Keeps life running.
The power is rerouted. That should tip things in our favor. Head up to my office in the executive wing. I've got something you'll need. Hurry now.
You got it, Porter. Right straight to the point. No problem with that.
Porter and I are partners, but he's wasting that machine. In off hours, I've been using it to predict the outcomes of baseball games, and it is incredibly accurate. Apply such equations to Rapture's markets. This thing is the money-making grail. But Porter, I have heard them feeding it recordings of his dead wife. The fool wants to turn the Thinker into a person. I could not imagine a sadder fate for such a perfect machine.
Interesting. So the two of them were working with the Thinker to help run Rapture Central Computing and keep the whole of Rapture running, I assume. But while Reed Wall was basically using it to gamble and eventually probably take advantage of stock market prices, in his advantage, of course, Porter was playing it recordings of his dead wife, assumingly so that it could emulate her or emulate a person? Sounds like they both had selfish goals in mind. Probably weren't using that machine for its originally intended purpose. Well, all men have their faults, I suppose. Ah, now that the lights are on, I recognize it. This is the famous statue of the Thinker. Or at least a replica of it. Appropriate that would be at the entrance of central computing here when the main computer itself was called the Thinker. I get it. Symbolism. Ooh, a plasmid. Oh, a computer. Or a camera. And me without a hack tool. Just gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. Just like Jack from BioShock 1. Up and personal. At least they're giving me a steady stock of first aid kits right off the bat, too. And a new plasmid.
Hack the security system. Divert bots, turrets, and cameras to attack where you choose. Send friendly bots on errands.
I have a feeling this is going to come in handy down here in Rapture Central Computing, but there's a lot of bots and whatnot roaming about.
Those vacuum bots sucked up all sorts of things before they went on the fritz. Crack one open, and you might find something you can use.
Oh! Well then. That's one way to make an entrance. How about this vacuum bot? It's definitely on the fritz. Oh! Oh! Cash and a first aid kit. Not bad. And apparently there are several vacuum bots loaded about that we can smash open for extra goodies.
We're so wrong, but they can't be wrong.
Maybe I'll come back to this room. Having a shock bolt plasmid would be nice, but all I have is telepathy and security command. Oh well, maybe I'll pick it up later. That's where the man exploded out of. Oh.
I checked them.
Ooh. Oh, explosions and stuff. Well, that worked. I think I just had her fighting her own little turret buddy. Works for me. Office of C.M. Porter. Uh-oh.
That damn door on the fritz again? Somebody around here must have had one of those maintenance tools. I checked the machine room here in the executive wing.
More detours and additional errands. Wouldn't be a BioShock game without those. Luckily, it seems to be close by, right through the boardroom. Oh, what was that? Oh. The Thinker knows. Well, I like the idea of the creepy backwards clock. It's doubly creepy that it's stuck. Oh, something horrible went on in this room here. Particularly horrible, that is, for Rapture. Oh. More math and more claims of mine. Only this time written in blood. Guess we'll have a listen.
The Thinker has shown me so much. My outlook was limited before. Ball games and stock prices, dollars and cents. No, the numbers spiral out. They touch everything. Hidden within them lies a predictive algorithm for you, for me, for the destiny of the base allele to the stretch of the galaxy's arm. The Thinker is destined to give birth to that crystalline equation, which determines all. I thought I knew its true purpose before. I thought Porter was the fool. Now I see. I was the fool all along.
Well then. So apparently, predicting stock markets and baseball games wasn't enough. Reed Wall determined that the Thinker could predict life itself and the destiny of everything? Maybe that's why he claims the Thinker knows. The Thinker is somehow able to program out everything. Oh, isn't this just a delightful place down here? So Reed Wall thinks the Thinker is the key to answering the questions of everything and predicting everything in the universe. If that's true, that's one advanced piece of hardware.
That hack tool should come in handy. Head back up to my office.
Sure thing. Although now I'm trapped in here. The door slams shut behind me. Luckily, I can hack it from here. Ah, built-in tutorials.
Minerva's den is mine. You think you can hack your way to the Thinker? You're welcome to try.
Challenge accepted. I mean, we have the hack tool. If there's any doors we can hack, we might as well hack our way through. And if that gets us one step closer to the Thinker, which is apparently our goal. Oh! What the? That's not a normal turret. That's a lightning bolt shooting turret.
Rapture depends on the Thinker every day. Dispatching trains, connecting your phone calls, and keeping the air fresh. The Thinker, the most helpful machine in Rapture.
Interesting. So according to that announcement, the Thinker was in charge of maintaining Rapture's automated systems. At least that's what it sounds like. Very important. No wonder Andrew Ryan wanted it around. And now apparently I have a lightning bolt electro turret. Things are pretty advanced in this part of Rapture. Kind of glad they didn't make it to the other parts of Rapture, though. Alright, now we're in. Easy peasy. Just, Nick, don't throw anything crazy at us like giant mutant monster splicers and big sisters and stuff like that. Everything will be fine.
Wall splicers haven't gotten into my office thanks to the Thinker's security. I'm giving you top-level access now. All right? Beginning scan.
Scanning. Designation. Sigma. Please, come in.
Subject Sigma. I wonder who Subject Sigma is. I mean, it's still early in the story. It took us a while to learn who Subject Delta was, but... Oh.
Sorry I can't be there to meet you in person. You've seen the state of the den these days. It's the Thinker that's important now, though. I need you to get to the computer core and print a hard copy of the Thinker's machine code. Core access is in operations. There's an Ops access punch card hidden in the compartment under my desk there. Grab the card and head for Ops.
Sounds simple enough. And don't worry, Porter, I'm used to my allies not really being physically around to help me and talking to me only through radio. That's how it's been since BioShock 1, really. But that seems pretty interesting, so we want to get a hard copy of the Thinker's code from operations so we can bring it to the surface, I assume, and get it out of Rapture. Now that sounds important. Oh, what's this?
That first year in London working for Turing, I didn't see Pearl much. Spent all day and night in a government compound, building a computer to crack the Enigma machine. Pearl got pretty fed up with me. I didn't pay her heed. And then one night, I'm out in that complex, and the blitz starts falling. Next morning I came home to find nothing but ashes where I last saw her. Nothing but ashes.
Oh, that's horrible. And Mr. Porter, I understand you enjoy gift for maths. Please consider joining my team in Buckinghamshire. Rising Nazi movement must be kept in check. Travel arrangements sent ahead. Time of the essence, Alan Turing. For those who may not be familiar, Alan Turing during World War II was one of the first people who tried to create artificial intelligent machines. He's the one that has the Turing test to determine whether something is a machine or not. During World War II, he was tasked with developing a machine that would stop the Nazis' so-called Enigma machine. apparently C.M. Porter worked for him, and his wife Pearl was living there, being a little bit ignored because of all the work. And unfortunately, she was living there when the Nazis unleashed their blitz on the city, basically firebombing everything. And I guess she didn't make it. That's just so sad.
Potter's time is done, friend. And now you collude with this traitor to steal the Thinker away from me? Sigma must be removed from the equation.
Math joke.
Thinker, deploy office defenses.
Oh my. Oh, that is a weird looking bruiser. He's like on fire or something. Well, at least we have our own backup. Oh, he is definitely on fire. Why is he on fire?
Wall. He was a brilliant engineer. We saw eye to eye once, long ago, but the splicing made him paranoid, delusional. He'd murder us both to keep the Thinker here.
Well, this comes down to that splicing addiction. I was laughing before because he said sigma must be removed from the equation, and sigma is often used in equations as a mathematical symbol and placeholder. So, little joke there. But yeah, things are gonna be tough. Apparently there are fiery brute splicers and walls and spider splicers, and Wall has spliced himself up to the point of incredible paranoia, which is not so atypical down here in Rapture. I like having a little zappy fire turret friend, though. That little guy's useful. Oh, those are laser turrets. So we've got zappy electro turrets, and we have laser turrets? And I saw an advertisement for a rocket turret. They really beefed up security in this part of Rapture. Luckily, these same old hack darts still work. But don't put thermal selves on a stove. That's not proper. Ooh, spears. Guess I'm gonna get a spear gun at some point. Though this laser gun is very effective at basically cutting splicers right in half. What is this over here? Electromagnetic lock? That's new. Some doors are locked magnetically. Resistor arrays regulate the flow of power. Dislodging resistors using gravity well. They really did beef up security down here. Sheesh. Ah, the spear gun.
The Thinker's perfect equation has predicted your every move, Sigma. It knew you would be here. It knows where you will be next. And it knows that you will fail.
I guess we're just going to have to prove the Thinker wrong.
Wall's become obsessed with perfecting his predictive equation. The Thinker can do plenty, but tell the future? No. The splicing drove him mad. Wall can rot here in Rapture for all I care. We'll make a copy of the Thinker and return it to the land of the living.
I like Porter's plan. I want to go with Porter's plan, and bring the supercomputer to the surface and probably do some good instead of trying to predict everything in the universe while hiding underwater. But for now, I'm afraid we're all out of time. I want to thank you all for joining me for this episode of Game Break. If you enjoyed this video, please like or leave a comment in the comment section below. If you know anything about the story, please do try to keep it spoiler-free. And if you want to check out more great videos from us, subscribe to our channel here at Inspire the Muse. And until next time, get out there and be creative.